Have you ever wanted more screen space for your laptop that's still portable? Well, this might be the solution you're looking for. It's the Trio Max from Mobile Pixels, and it lets you add 1 or even 2 extra screens to your laptop. Basically, you attach it to the laptop's lid, and then you slide the screen out to use it. The screens are available in either 12.5 inches or the 14-inch Max version, which is what I've got here, as it's a better fit for a 15-inch laptop. Both panels are 1080p 60Hz, so not a high refresh rate for gaming or anything, but definitely still fine for viewing extra content, which is where I think these shine anyway, in more productivity focused work. You can check updated prices with the links in the description, but at the time of recording, the 14-inch one goes for about $300 while the smaller 12.5-inch one is $50 less. Installation is pretty straightforward. In order to get the screen attached to the back of your laptop, you've got to stick these circular metal plates to the back of the lid. The screen comes with 12 plates in total, so you've got spares, or you can stick them to other laptops and move the additional screen between the laptops easily, as the screen unit itself simply uses magnets to attach to the metal plates on the lid. This means when the screen isn't attached to your lid, it'll look like this with 4 metal discs showing. They seem to be stuck on pretty well. I couldn't move them with my fingers. More on removal soon. It's recommended that the bottom of the screen should be touching the desk when the lid's open, so that it's not fully held in place by the magnets and some of the weight is offloaded. I've got 1 screen here, so 2 in total if we count the laptop screen, but it's possible to install 2 of these things and have 3 screens in total. It comes with a plastic holder that you clip on top to hold both together. Each screen is about half an inch thick though, so adding 2 screens would essentially make your laptop an inch thicker. Though you can of course take them off thanks to the magnets and transport separately. Each panel weighs 926 grams or about 2 pounds, then a little more with the cable included. And of course double this if you plan on using 2 screens, which would be similar in weight to carrying around a second laptop in some cases. Each screen connects with a USB cable, and this provides both power and display signal, so 2 screens would use 2 separate USB cables. The included cable is Type-C to Type-C, but it comes with a Type-A connector for the laptop side to improve compatibility, and the cable was more than long enough that you can reach from the side of the screen when outstretched to the other side of the laptop if you only have USB ports on one side of your machine. You have to install a driver to get it to work. I couldn't get it to work prior to this, even if I connected directly to my laptop's Type-C port, which offers DisplayPort out. I guess because it's only using USB given the Type-A adapter works. I've tested the 14-inch panel with my Spider 5 and got 61% of sRGB, 45% of Adobe RGB, and 45% of DCI-P3. I've measured the brightness at 257 nits at 100%, so a little dim, especially as my laptop screen is closer to 400. There was some backlight bleed. I didn't really notice it when viewing darker content, but this will vary between panels. I think it looks fine. It's definitely not super impressive or anything I would want to use for color accurate work, but I don't think that's its purpose. It's just extra screen space for you to place documents and get more stuff done. Just stick to the main screen for color accurate work, of course assuming your laptop's is better. Although not a panel that's advertised for gaming, I've still measured the screen's response time and got an average 20.5 milliseconds for gray to gray. Interestingly, when we compare it to my laptop panel results, it's actually the fastest 60Hz screen I've got data for, so it's not as bad as some of the gaming laptops in that regard. I was curious to see how the second screen would affect battery life. And, well, the Asus Zephyrus S15 I've been testing with almost lasted for twice as long without the additional screen, which makes sense as screens are one of the biggest power drawers when it comes to laptops. So expect even less battery life if you're going for a third screen. I don't think that this is a big deal. If you're packing 2 kilos of extra screens with you, chances are you can take a power brick too. The screen can sort of be angled towards you a bit. It can go all the way back around to face others though, allowing you to share with other people. The case is all plastic, and with the screen fully extended, it did feel a bit flimsy at times. You can see here it's drooping down a little. I was only able to fix that by pushing the panel back in more. But of course, doing this reduces the amount of screen you can see. Apart from not looking perfect, I had no practical problems with this. It might be a bit awkward to try and pick it up to move it. Just slide the screen back in first and it'll be fine. If you've just got one panel like me, you can also remove it magnetically and flip it over the other way to have the screen on the other side instead. The screen will be flipped, so in Windows, you'll just need to change to landscape flipped so it's the right way up. You can also rotate the on-screen display, so no problems using it on either side. There are touch capacitive buttons on the side for changing these settings. You can still use the second screen with the laptop lid closed, but unfortunately it's not a touchscreen, which would have been a bit more useful in this scenario. To remove the metal plates from the laptop lid, the included guide suggests using a hairdryer with medium heat to gently warm the plates by softening the adhesive. I couldn't just pull them off with my fingers, so I had to warm them up as suggested. I had to heat mine quite hot to stand a chance of removing it, and even then it was challenging to get off. There was only a little bit of residue behind, which was easy to wipe off. I'm not sure if you can reuse it, it's hard to say. The adhesive on the metal disc was still quite sticky, so it may be possible. I suppose worst case, you could get some good double-sided tape instead. Otherwise, you could just use one of the included spares. Overall, I think the idea is pretty cool. It seems unlikely that a company is just going to sell a laptop with 3 screens, because Linus will just steal it. Jokes aside, that Razer prototype thing was almost 4 years ago now, and we still don't have anything like it. This solution does offer more screen space for those on the go, and lets you use it with pretty much any existing laptop. These panels are far easier to stick into a bag compared to a traditional monitor. If you don't need to take the screens with you though, then keeping a regular monitor on your desk and docking would probably be better. This solution is by no means perfect, and it can feel a bit janky at times. But there aren't a whole lot of alternatives at the moment. Hopefully this is something that we see improve over time. An alternative would be of course to use a separate external screen like this one, but I admit there is something nice about being able to get the secondary screen directly side by side, something that's not as easy to pull off with a screen on a stand. Anyway, let me know what you thought about this. Would you run a dual or triple monitor setup on a laptop? I'm really interested to hear how many people would go for something like this, and what you'd use it for, so please let me know in the comments. I could see myself using it when traveling to an event like CES and video editing on my laptop. Extra screen space is always welcome, but yeah, let me know. And if you're new to the channel, then make sure you get subscribed for future tech videos like this one.